Sturmgewehr here from the Military Arms Channel. So in a recent review, I talked about the Midwest Industries US Palm rail system, which I installed to my Arsenal SAYGA SGL-31 rifle. In that installation, I actually used the Trijicon RMR red dot sight. And this is the LED version, it's not the dual illuminated version. So I like this setup so much, I actually wanted to put a similar setup on another rifle. And that rifle is my Inner Arms Poly 74, which I just recently did a review of as well. Now it looks a little bit different than the last time you guys saw it. It actually has a wire side folding stock on it now, but this is the same rifle. So the RMR comes in at a pricey $518. So I wanted to order another red dot sight to compare to the RMR that's at a lower price point. For that, I ordered the Burris Fastfire red dot sight. So this video is not so much about that comparison. I'll get into that in another video. But I wanted to show you how to actually install this Midwest Industries US Palm rail system on an AK. So let's take a look at that video and see how it's actually installed and how easy it really is. Okay, so we're going to disassemble the AK the way we normally would. I've taken out the bolt and carrier, top cover, and recoil spring. So you just turn the lever as you normally would, remove your gas tube. Get your front handguard off. And now you're ready to start the installation of the rail system. Alright, so now we want to go ahead and remove the handguard from the gas tube. You'll take a crescent wrench and place it on the end and then twist. And the handguard should twist right out of the gas tube, like that. Now I have the rifle set up in a gun vise, and I have it set so that the receiver is level. That's so that I can put the same level on the rail system once I get it mounted and verify that it's true to the receiver in terms of being level. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put the blue Loctite on the 4 bolts that are used to fasten the rail to the barrel of the rifle. The blue Loctite does come with the kit. So now we need the rail and the locking piece that goes on the top. You'll set the rail in here and butt it up against the receiver. You'll take your locking piece and set it down inside so that it lines up with the 4 bolt holes, like so. Now you want to go ahead and start your bolts. The kit does come with all the Allen wrenches that are necessary to do the installation. Actually, I think that's the wrong one. Now don't over snug it when you do this. Leave it so that it can twist on the barrel. Because next we're going to make sure that the rail is level with the receiver. Just enough where it holds it in place. Now we can check to see how level the rail is. And right there's perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead and snug these 2 bolts to hold things in place. Checking to make sure that it remains level. Alright, looks like we're good. I'm doing this like I would do the lug nuts on a car tire or wheel. I'm alternating, snugging one and snugging the opposite, making sure that I don't over tighten any one bolt. Okay, at this point everything should be nice and tight, and the rail should be firmly mounted to the barrel of the rifle. Alright, so now we're going to put the gas tube back on, and also the front handguard locking piece we want to move back and lock into its fixed position by rotating the locking lever. Now you'll take your gas tube and place it back on the rifle. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and mount our red dot sight to the top cover. Now I have my Burris Fastfire here, and I've installed the battery and tested to make sure that it worked. The Burris has a bottom plate that you have to line up with the screw holes. Now the kit also comes with an Allen wrench and the 2 screws that you will need to mount the sight to the top rail. So what you'll want to do, the top rail has lettering that indicates what red dot sight it's intended for, and BF stands for burst fast fire. So you want to make sure that the lens faces this way to the text. Go ahead and set that on there. Line up the holes. I don't know if you can see the, oh, there we go. Here's the dot. All right, so let's go ahead and mount the top cover with the sight on the gun. Now you have 4 bolts, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear, to hold this top cover in place on the bottom cover. I wouldn't overly tighten these. A little bit of blue Loctite should hold them snug. I would just snug the bolts so that you're careful not to strip anything out. And that's it. It's installed. So as you can see, the installation is a pretty straightforward process. All the parts are included in the kit that's necessary for the install. All in all, it probably takes me about 10 or 15 minutes to do the install. I was going a little bit slower in the video. I wanted to show you guys how to do things, and if my arm got in the way a few times, I'm sorry about that. But anyway, so hopefully you saw in that video just how simple it was to install the rail system to make sure that everything lines up. If you have any questions, feel free to post those to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, everybody.